Welcome to another scene in World of Darkness DC. Tonight, this is going to be another scene with an Arcane Books, just a casual social scene between these guys. Sierra currently is just in the front of the bookstore. She has a apple juice out, and she seems to be reading through this old-looking book that seemed to be made out of this old leather, has gold embossed, silver embossed lettering on it. Sorry, silver embossed pages. And she's more sitting near the front.
Nice.
And the bell to the bell on the door of the store jingles as Whisper ends up sauntering in, smiling widely.
Sierra goes. She smiles. Oh, hey, Whisper.
Hello, Sierra. And Whisper pulls the chair over closer, 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 scooting it as as he sits down into it, and just scoots a little bit more. Rests an elbow on the table, leans on the heel of his palm, and looks at her. So, what are you reading? What are you doing? Is there anything interesting going on? Can I help you with anything? Can you help me with anything?
Funny you shouldn't ask those questions. She kind of puts the book down. Oh man, where have you been? It's been a while.
Sneaking, and doing spiderly little things. Nothing too big. I mean, I could tell you later. But, in any case, what do you need to tell me?
I think with some of this stuff, it might be better if we go in the back.
May I get a milkshake first?
Sure, I can make it. I can get you a milkshake.
Yay!
So, how often has Whisper been coming in to get a milkshake? I have a feeling that the blender's gonna be there.
That blender has not seen a dry day in the past few weeks.
So Sierra prepares and makes Whisper a milkshake. Puts the ice, puts the milk, puts the different vegetables, and starts.
Vegetables in a milkshake?
Not vegetables. I meant fruit. Fruit.
What?
Fruit.
What?
Fruit.
Okay.
Fruit.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Fruit. Not
Better.
vegetables. That'd be
Better.
awful. Fruit.
Ugh.
I was gonna say it's not a green smoothie here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be tasty goodness of sweetness and sugariness that Whisper is going to down within like 30 seconds, and then have seconds, and then thirds, and then fourths is gonna sip.
She just shakes her head.
As the blender is running, the doorbell jangles again, and Helena walks in, and
Kitty.
Hey,
Whisper
Helena
has
comes
both
over
arms
to
extended to hug.
Helena comes over to Whisper and hugs Whisper,
Yay!
and she squeezes him tight.
Oh, hi, Kitty.
Hi, just the person I was looking for.
Oh, he rubs his cheek against her shoulder. I'm so
She
happy to
smiles.
hear that, Kitty.
Well, she kind of blushes a little bit. I brought you something.
What did you bring? What did you bring? What did you bring? He's hopping on his heels as if he's a small child, and just like his hands are clasped together. He's pulling away gently, just like, show me, please.
Might be useful. And she takes out a
Ooh.
small jar, and
Yeah?
it's filled with ashes. And she says, "This is called death dust."
Ooh, that sounds deadly.
Death.
Well, it's less so
Whisper,
deadly
stop it.
as it does let you speak to the echo of the spirit of something that's died. Basically, you just sprinkle this dust on a corpse, and activate it, if they died within the last 24 hours, it'll summon up an echo of the spirit, then you can speak with them.
I could most certainly use this.
Yeah, I thought you might be able to get some use out of it.
How big is the jar? Out of character.
It only has one thing, so it's a small jar.
Oh, so it's like one of those, like small enough that it could be like a necklace, or like hand sized, like fist sized.
I think it might be, yeah, like one of those quart
Yeah.
jars.
Oh, okay. So it's like it's got a few it's got a bunch of sprinkles in there worth.
Well,
That's
it's
fair.
got one use's worth of sprinkles. So
Oh, so it has to
regardless of
be.
whether you use them or not, yeah.
Oh,
It's only a talent. It's not a fetish, unfortunately.
it's okay. It's a work in progress, and Whisper loves it anyway. So Whisper actually moves to take it with both hands and looks at it and holds it up in the air and just turns around with it pressed to his chest. I am definitely going to use this on the next thing that I see that is dead and most interesting to our causes. Thank you so much, Kitty.
She just
I will use it.
smiles.
I mean, he looks around. I will definitely use it in the next LARP in order
Oh,
to bring
yes,
someone back.
LARP. It's funny
Mm-hmm.
that you mentioned that.
Really? It was funny that I mentioned something else earlier, but then it turned out it was more information to me. Give it, give it, give it. What is it, Kitty?
There's probably some things that I could tell you that we've done lately. Catch you up a little bit.
Yeah. How about we talk about this in the back?
Okay,
Sure.
okay, okay.
So she
Whisper has the
she
jar in one
finishes up.
arm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whisper has the jar in one arm and the smoothie in the other.
Yep, she brings
She.
the rest of the stuff so Whisper can be satisfied.
I was gonna say, do you think Sierra could actually make Helena a coffee? She asks for one.
Coffee? I actually got some coffee in the back. Here.
Perfect.
How do you think I do late hours here?
Yeah, you
Well,
do
mostly
pull a
take.
lot of late hours.
Lately I have been. Usually just want to get extra stuff done so I have extra days off to do stuff.
That's understandable. We certainly have a lot to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Okay. So she takes you guys to the back in her not office. It's more like a room. I think it's like a whole room, big room. There's different books that seem to be being made or repaired. Different cutting boards and has like these soft orange lights. It's actually very dimly lit in here. Has that old like smell of paper in here. Um, but nice and cool. So definitely cooler than the rest of the place. So Whisper,
Hmm. Yes.
you
Tell me.
quite a
Don't beat around
few.
the bush. Get into it.
Well, we find out that Happy Time Toys seems to be involved in a lot of this mess. And Helena, you don't know this, but well, okay. In brief, Happy Times Toys was using their toys at the local Toys R Us and probably all over the DC to have kids be tracked and then be kidnapped and be put into child slavery, and they would be kidnapped by Black Dog, Black Wolf, sorry, the PMC. A Black Spiral Dancer was keeping an eye on the place, and I assume there are more out there that keep an eye on specific kids and tell the company to pick them up. That specific one won't be a problem anymore. Um,
Wait, does this have to do with the child slavery then?
Yep, it does because okay, so we last night we
Oh
assaulted
my
we,
god.
we
She
assaulted
just
yeah,
she smacks her face. She's like, then it totally makes sense about what we found.
yeah. Wait for this next part. It was for last night. Big attack
Mm-hmm.
happened on a warehouse where there was a child auction going on. High
Ooh.
profile people. Um, by the way, I have a feeling that those government plates are fake, Helena. There are guys with government plates there, but it's more than likely that they're fake. Um,
Interesting.
I know the person who was there, the woman.
Yeah.
She seemed to be the one kind of behind the whole thing, or at least who was super influential. Her name is Lady Amelia Draconian. Married into a big family and has a lot of money and influence. She was all the Black Spiral did. So anyway, Whisper, when they assaulted the place, it was actually the Gangrel, the vampires, who just started it out of the blue. We were just scouting it, um,
Mm.
and killed a bunch of the guards there. Freed the kids. They're now at an orphanage that's safe. But
Helena kind of smirks at this. She seems to be remembering the whole thing.
Ooh, I assume it was a really good fight.
Well, I mostly drove during that, so I think I managed to take down uh, one guy with the car itself, and then two guys with the doors of the car.
Best kitty.
I'll remember, none of the actual heavy lifters were actually fighting us. It was just the pawns.
No, that's true. It wasn't. Then everyone who was really important took off before shit went down, really.
Still, you disrupted their organization, at least in that. Yeah.
Uh, thing is with the evidence that's been going on that we can see so far, they planned for that place to go up in flames.
Oh.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, they wanted
Yeah,
someone to either attack that place, or I have a feeling they would basically hold a sting operation, and because it seems like the police were waiting to bust that place, but with how fast the response time was.
well, I mean, we were doing a little bit of stuff for a little bit of time, so
We were, but it was pretty fast. Notice how right when we got cleaned up they came? The timing was a little bit weird.
Hmm.
yeah, you could be right.
Now, there was something else I needed to mention. Ah, you guys know about the Lost Breeds?
No. I'm assuming they're breeds of our different kinds that are lost,
Uh,
or different.
they should be extinct, and it seems that they're among those kids, they're kinfolk of the Lost Breeds that are at the orphanage currently
Ah.
being protected.
Well, at least one. I mean, we don't know if
Nope,
there's others.
there's three more at least.
You went back there and checked?
Yeah.
Are they just of that one kind?
Nope. Of all the others that were lost, Apis, Grondir, and Camazotz.
Wow.
No
So
idea
what
what those
are...
are, but they sound important.
Well,
They were.
Camazotz are bats, right?
Yep,
What are
Camazotz
the
are
other two?
bats. The Apis
Ooh.
are bulls, cows. They were like the brief from what I saw in the book that they're breeders. Um, they were all about mixing and matching people. The Gronder, I'm not sure. They were boars. I'm not sure what their role was.
Probably fucking shit up. Boars are pretty brutal.
Yeah, they are.
I would not want to fight a boar, even if I was you.
She shakes her head. No, I don't want to get messed up by one of those. Those tusks are nasty.
Hmm. When it comes down to this orphanage, who is actually looking over it?
I have a feeling Robert knows people in that place to make sure that those kids are safe.
You said kinfolk ran it, right?
I think it's kinfolk.
Okay.
I assume it is. I don't know any other thing it would be. Either really close friends or kinfolk. Because I don't think Robert, because with the way Robert was earlier, he definitely sounded upset with the whole situation. And I don't think he would just let those kids be with anybody.
No, and you said that your Kwame friend vetted it, so that's
Yes,
pretty good.
he was the one who vetted it, so I trust that they're safe. But the 10 more that are missing, and I have a plan to, once Astra goes through all the documents and stuff that she got from the place, once we get their names, we can use that right, Helena, and go help them out.
Sounds good.
And once that's done, hopefully we can... Oh, another thing for you two to know. Sorry, this feels like an info dump, but
Mm,
those
information is always nice to hear.
if those kids weren't bought, they would have gone straight back to Happy Time Toys.
Mm. I wonder if they would have been made into toys.
I don't want to know.
I wonder, though, if they would have gone back to Happy Time Toys, if they would have been remade into something else. Assuming, I'm just going with the toy idea here. If they were going to be sold off at auction, what happens to the pieces that aren't sold? What happens to the children who aren't worthwhile? Who don't have good blood? I wonder what becomes of them. Do you have any addresses that I could look into? Addresses, names, locations, people, anything.
There is. Look, this woman's from what I've heard, doesn't fuck around. You know, if you fuck with her stuff too much, she'll come after you you won't be heard of within a day. But there's the one I mentioned, Lady Amelia Draconian. There's Commander Johansson, who seems to be the commander of Black Wolf.
Hmm.
Trying to think more.
Black Wolf.
If you can find a way to scout out Happy Time Toys' factory, maybe with the other spiders maybe with the other
Mr.
spiders,
Grimm's.
if you can find a way to maybe do some kind of scouting mission and see what's going on in there, that'd be awesome. If you could organize something like that, because you guys can get into all sorts of places. And the biggest thing is I have a feeling that these guys, the children, they were part of the Infernalist, the scientist who was making super creatures and whatnot. Maybe that's how the Lost Breeds came back. Maybe they found a gene or something, and maybe some of these kids are produced from that, or maybe they're going to do tests on them. I'm not sure.
Well, worst case, two spider team, silly enough for me to say, but a two spider team going in is more than enough. Even I'm more than enough because I'm hundreds, but...
That's true, but someone or a couple of you guys having each other's backs would probably be better. Not only that, if only one of you comes in and doesn't come out, then...
It could at least be reported, yes.
Exactly.
But if you all know that I'm going in and I don't come back, then same information gets out.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
Really
if
have to
those
risk yourself
spiders...
like that?
I would just say it's better to go in
no.
with multiple people, though. I mean, we don't want to lose anybody.
I think that we should also remember that one of our little spiders is very young,
That is
inexperienced at this type of thing. As far as I've been aware so far, she's new.
Enemies seem to be pretty experienced.
Are you talking about Wild Spider?
Yes.
They certainly could take care of themselves in a fight, though. I noticed that.
Ooh.
I don't know what was going on at the warehouse. I was mostly focused on making sure the kids are okay.
Yeah, I saw some fighting in the bus, and Wild Spider has a brutal fighting style. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I saw some of that.
Hmm. That's quite good to
She
know.
she ripped off a guy's leg to get him to talk.
Pardon?
So
I would have broken it
But
myself.
if we somehow manage to fuck up or stop what's going on or find out what's going on in Happy Time Toys, that will cripple a big part of their operation. Because it seems that Happy
yeah,
Time Toys is tied in with all of this. We can dismantle what's going on over there. That can put a big boon in our favor. The biggest thing is, though, is we have to be careful because these guys are crafty. I have a feeling that we have to more. I think we shouldn't. I have a feeling that weird feeling that blowing up or fucking up Happy Time Toys is what they want us to do. But if we can find out any information for that's within there, if we just go in and don't try to make a lot of noise
Mm-hmm.
and find the root to this problem and just cut that before we take down the whole tree or just a branch, then that might be a little bit better. I think there's a lot of information we could get in there.
I will ask this. When it comes to Happy Time Toys, what kind of building is it? Is it a warehouse-style building, a skyscraper,
It's a factory.
factory? A lot easier to go in there through many different cracks and crevices. The one thing I will say is, are we expecting a fight? Or should we just be prepared for one? I don't think we
She
should
sits
go
back in the
into
chair.
such a place.
I don't think
I
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sure if you should anyway, but I was just thinking that you might come across into a fight, but the only
mhm.
way we'll
I
really
would rather
know.
not fight in a place that has many traps.
Yeah,
You don't have a warehouse and deal with
exactly,
changing breeds without having some protection against us, you know?
exactly. And they have Black Spiral dancers working for them.
Yeah,
That or
so,
Black Spiral dancers are a part of it. So
yeah, they're not going to be easy to penetrate. And we don't want to fight them on their own turf.
exactly.
Again, I will say, I think Wild Spider should be left out of this one. I'm me, though.
Well,
Maybe.
she like rubs her chin. I know that Ronnie was gonna organize a fight with the Black Spiral against the Black Spiral dancers with the other guru.
So that could be
So
something that Wild Spider is involved with.
that could be, but my thinking is that if most of the Black Spiral dancers in DC are going to be distracted with fighting off those that are in the cairn, maybe that might be
A
a window
coordinated attack with us sneaking. Ooh.
with you guys sneaking into the factory while that's going on. Might not be a bad idea.
sounds good.
Definitely does. And Kitty,
Yes.
Whisper reaches out a hand to grasp onto hers. I will be perfectly safe. Spider's promise. And I know that doesn't sound like much to many people, but I don't make promises.
She just smiles and she uh, kind of grabs Whisper's hand back as well. And she says, I take you on your word for it. If you turn out to be a liar, I'm going to be pissed, though.
Well, I will at least go in with the best of intentions, but if the actions of other people make me a liar, then you can be angry at them at least.
And I will be. I,
At the
I
worst
won't
case,
be
if we
angry
kill
at you.
someone, I'll use your dust.
Yeah, that's true.
I owe you a gift, though, so do look out.
Oh, I will.
So then, and Whisper lets go of the hand quickly. Well, not quickly, but not quickly, no. Whisper wouldn't let go quickly. Whisper pulls the hand away and just does a grand shrug. So then, is there anything else that we should be doing? Or can I be given the location now to at least scout the area?
Sure.
You never know what patrols are happening.
Is there the address?
Thank you.
No problem.
Any
In the
other places?
meantime,
Oh, I
go
did
ahead.
have a question.
Ask.
Thank you. May I get the address of Anthony Pierce and any locations of people that we know are connected to him? I wanted to do some snooping, if possible.
His house is gone, so I don't know where he could be at the moment. I have the address to his, I guess the corporate. I mean, you could just look up the corporate building, and
Office?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there would be a way in there.
What was the last information about this Pierce man that we have again?
He's dead, and the person that's impersonating him isn't him.
When was the last time this person impersonating him was seen?
As far as I'm aware, giving a eulogy to David Worthington's death.
Could we get any cameras tracking where he went? And I mean any cameras, really. We do have people who are into tech on our side, do we?
That is true. I think one of the easier things that could be done, though, is to just I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. Because
So,
tracking cameras isn't the most reliable thing. We need a better way.
well, if you can think of one, that is fine. But my suggestion of using any cameras that are along the route of his from point A to point B, definitely help pinpoint where this faker is. At least some inkling of an idea. They could have gone to a building, then gone to an underground little tunnel and traveled in that for all we know, but...
Asthra's good with that. She could do that, but right now she's pulling information from the warehouse.
Got it. So it's a later thing. I'll look into Happy Time Toys first. At least a patrol, a very safe... He looks at Helena, and then at Sierra. A very safe and not going into the warehouse at all patrol, because I'm not an idiot.
Fair enough.
Helena just chuckles. She says, "That sounds fine."
But I will note, I may put one of me on one guy if he does go inside. I will say that, because what better way to go into a place than a Trojan horse?
That seems like a good plan, actually. Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea.
It also shows me how they get in, and how they secure the place after they do get in. Now,
Also,
the one
see if
thing
you
I
can get a
worry
spider
about-
in some of the trucks, especially one that might be coming in or leaving.
I could try to do all of that, actually. One thing I could do would be get onto a guy who would be driving a truck. All
could
I'd
be useful.
need is any operation hours for the factory itself.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't know any of that. You might be able to get them online, but it might be one of those old school scouting missions where you sit and wait.
That's perfectly fine with me. I
Nods.
see. I'll look for... So here's my plan, and I'll tell it to you both. I will set outside of the factory, and when I do note a truck approaching and a man getting out, or one truck approaching and getting toward an entrance I wish to go within, I shall, when they stop, get upon it and sneak in with them. Or, a safer idea, possibly, stay on the building or near it and get one of me onto him. Now I will note I can't go too far without separating myself too far beyond their reaches and losing the control of my part.
Right.
So this would have to be a coordinated effort of many pieces of me. Getting the 1 or 2 or 3 whispers upon his person, I could at least sneak the rest of me in with him if I had vents or something like that to go
Those
through.
trucks have ways in. I've been
That's
inside,
fair.
but be careful there. Don't try to get into ones that are,
Sealed.
well, sealed. Those will activate alarms. But I have gotten into them from the Umbra. I just know where they are in
Ooh.
real life. And in the
Mhm.
Umbra, in the material world, I go in the Umbra where they are, and I jump in and get out right, and then I'm right inside. So that might be an idea too.
Handy.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
could
might.
definitely scout out in the physical world and then the Umbra to see if there's any little holes and cracks that can get into.
And if you
Sneaky.
know if you are good with any Weaver spirits that might be able to help you out, I heard Asura was able to do some interesting things from the Umbra.
I'll see what I can do.
So if you ever do that big scouting mission, having some Weaver spirits on your side, helping you out and shutting down some security systems or distracting some Banes, that might be there.
Definitely helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But I will have to see. I tend to be very quiet.
And that's good. I mean, you are a Whisper after all.
Mm, Thank you.
And if there is
Thank
any
you.
way that I could help with this operation, I will help.
Well then, aside from that, I'll find Amy. Or you can actually find her, whichever way. You both have had more interaction with them than I.
I did give her some information to look into a man named Cash. He's a big leader within the vampire hierarchy, and he was
Isn't
the one who.
Cash the one that came here?
Mm-hmm. You know him. Well, sort of.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He attacked. It was kind of weird because he just kind of came out of nowhere with the trucks and assaulted the place. The auction.
It must mean that the vampires know some things that we didn't.
Yeah. The weird thing is, why did he attack and what was his stake in it?
I don't know, maybe some vampires don't like human slavery?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hey, that might just be it. That's it, but I don't know. I've always been told vampires usually have ulterior motives. But hey, can't judge.
There's also
It's hard to
perception.
say. Yeah, that's true. They might have been doing it to look good.
Or because they thought they were doing the right thing.
Yeah. They
Or
might
the thing that
not have.
benefited them most.
That's true.
Well, he has an alliance with Robert, so I have a feeling he would tell us why he did it. I already asked Amy and Cash to look into it. Sorry, not Cash. Amy and Chase, sorry.
Understood.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Just came out of the blue and attacked. Just... I don't know.
Well, I will say it's most certainly not coincidental.
No.
Heck, they could have even arranged it so that Cash would know at that time, and that your group would actually have gone there as well.
I don't think they were expecting our group.
Perhaps they were expecting Cash's at the very least.
Yeah, because we pretty much were investigating everything with Happy Time Toys just that day out of the blue. Like I kind of organized it out of the blue to investigate stuff. It's not like we were planning and like we just kind of came across it.
Then it's another thread that we have to see if we can tie to something else. But for now, I will look into Happy Time Toys as well and try to see if I could get in through any means.
By the way, here's Amy's number.
Thank you. I'll see if I could try to call her later. I will note I don't have a phone.
You don't have a phone.
It's hard to really maintain a phone when you turn into thousands of little baby spider-sized things.
Ask Robert for a Cairn phone, and see if
Ooh,
he wants to bind it onto you for you.
I would
Oh, I
love
can
that.
dedicate it for you.
There it is.
Oh, thank you, Kitty.
Of course, it's what I do.
You do it well, I'm sure.
Yes, I think the dust that I made for you turned out quite well. I have a good feeling
I
about
will
that.
test it. Oh, I will test it very, very well. I will at least test it on something that is very important to us at the moment. If I can kill any of the guards or something like that, I could use it on them. But I need to make sure that the information that they have is worthwhile. This is a
Yes,
special
that's true.
gift. It shouldn't be wasted.
Oh, maybe I'll make you another one sometime.
Oh, that would be so nice. But should I go now? I can start on my patrol.
Huh?
Whenever you can.
Well, if you want a ride, I could give you a ride over there.
I'd love a ride.
Okay, great.
Sierra, do you wish to come too, or do you wish to stay here for a little bit longer in this great facility of books and knowledge and coffee as you drink?
Well, for right now, I honestly want to be. I'm trying to just brainstorm ideas and come up with an overall plan. I just want to get some kind of an idea to what their motive is, or at least what we can do. That's what I'm doing at the moment.
Fair enough.
She points her head over to like a couple of notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't brainstorm forever.
Well, Whisper looks at Helena and then back at Sierra. At the worst case, do you wish to take a ride with us in order to look at the place that we're making plans for at the current stage? Looking at it in the face may actually help you.
Okay. Out of character, do you want to like stop the scene there, or do you want to?
Well, I was gonna hop in with Veronica, actually.
Hop in with
You
Veronica.
stuck around. Yeah, so I can drop those few little nuggets of information, and that's not. I don't actually have that much to share, so.
Okay, that'd be cool. And Will was cool with it.
Okay.
And she says, honestly, that's not a bad. Sounds like a bad idea. So yeah, I'll come.
Whisper smiles. Is that bad, Kitty?
No, that's fine. Let me use the bathroom first, she says.
Sure.
And she goes off to use the bathroom. And there's a knock on the door.
What is it?
Whisper goes towards the door and peeks outside.
There's a... she's not that good looking. She's fairly plain looking redheaded woman. They're dressed in a trench coat, some kind of t-shirt, jeans, boots, and wearing Washington Senators, I think it is, cap, yeah. And she would look familiar to Sierra, of course.
He says, you look familiar. Wait a minute. Veronica, right?
She says, yeah, that's right. They told me you were back here.
Hey.
Just found out a few things that you might want to know. Not not super important probably, but
Good help.
I don't know. Maybe they'll fill in something for you that not for me. I've been kind of out of the loop. I've been spending a lot of time fucking around lately. So if you can update me a little bit in return, I wouldn't mind that. But
Sure, I can do what I can.
here's the basic gist of the things. There's somebody called Lady A.
Oh,
Whispers
Amelia
eyebrow
Draconian.
raises.
Amelia Draconian.
Huh. So that's what her real name is.
Well, looks like I helped you in that department.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You remember that infernalist we found?
What about him?
Well, she's his boss, basically. She's the one who paid the bills for that human development stuff.
She has like a look of like on her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she may be the one behind a lot of this. And the child
Yeah.
slavery.
Child slavery.
Wait, wasn't Veronica there shooting up the place? Didn't
Oh,
you ask
yeah,
Will
she
if
was.
Veronica was shooting up the place?
That's right. So that's what that whole thing was about last night.
Wait, you didn't know that it was a child slavery auction?
Cash didn't tell us a whole lot. It tells us we're gonna bust up someplace.
Huh. Weird that he wouldn't tell you. Think it would boost morale.
Eh.
Fucking up a place where people are selling kids.
I wouldn't think. Maybe I just missed something. You never know.
Maybe. But but yeah, I think that's the name of her. Lady Amelia Draconian.
Maybe Amelia Draconian. Well, I'll see if I can find out some more about that name.
Also, you're good with computers, right, Veronica?
I am.
And you have my number, right?
I do.
Remember that broadcast when Mr. Supposedly Mr. Pierce gave that that speech about Mr. Worthington?
Yeah, I remember that.
You do know that's not Mr. Pierce, right?
Really?
Nope, he's dead.
Shit.
I'm surprised Chase didn't tell you.
Yeah, Chase doesn't tell me much, dude.
Fair enough. I don't know. I don't know how much about vampire stuff works. That you guys were okay with each other, but maybe not.
Well, I mean, we don't tell each other a lot, I'll be totally honest with you there. I'm trying to be a little bit more open with you here in the hopes that we can maintain this alliance. I know there's a lot of vampires who aren't for it, which really troubles me, because
Well, we got to work together on all of this because it seems like this whole thing affects all of us.
it really does.
So, if you can find a way to track this, like the cameras from when he made that speech to where he might have gone,
Interesting idea.
awesome.
Okay.
Because if we can find out where he is, then we can find out who he is. Who he or she is. If they're immortal, supernatural, something else.
Shit.
It seems like a lot of the people behind this are mortals, not supernaturals. So
I
shrugs.
will note, when it comes to mortals, I do have some information.
She slides on over to look at Whisper. What's that?
Well, there was a construction site. I decided to look into it, and, well, a trailer led to information about Anthony Pierce, and Whisper does quotation marks. And let me just double check this information out of character. Sorry.
That's cool.
I looked into Pierce a little bit more, and, well, it led me to a construction company. And when I went to a trailer of one of their locations, I was able to find, well, Pierce Construction uh, is actually working on the Worthington and Pierce homes, and digging rubble away to get at a temple.
Which temple?
I just know a temple. They didn't have any names, but it was noted in the paperwork that they are waiting for Lady A that is to be in charge of the site. Pierce is going to contact.
Hang on.
And this site is this temple?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminds me.
Oh, fuck.
These people have been buying up Masonic buildings.
Oh my god, there's just so much to keep track of. Sierra goes.
Well, you mentioned a temple, and I believe we determined that the Masonic buildings were somehow special. So, yeah.
I wanted to wait until I got more information, but this moment seemed the best.
Her name was Amelia Draconis, right?
Draconian.
Draconian.
How do we find out where this temple is?
Well, let's see what I found.
Wait. I think we could track the trucks that are bringing rubble to this place and see where they're going.
Try to do that.
I can track it from the Umbra.
You could try to do that.
Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Whisper?
I actually, out of character, they're trying to clear. The temple might actually be underneath their homes, from what me and Will went back and forth about.
Oh, you mean the homes that are already there?
No, the homes that were destroyed.
That's where the temple is.
Yeah. It could be under. I just have to double check with Will on that then, just to be safe. But
Yeah.
essentially just an insert Whisper's answer here because he did find information about the temple and the rubble being taken away from it to expose it. And then when it's exposed, it would be Pierce would contact, and Lady A would be in charge of the site.
And that's in a residential neighborhood. You should report that to Robert.
Oh, yes. I wanted to come here first because it was nearer.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely tell that to Robert. Mention Amelia Draconian to him. That she was the one that seemed to be in the lead of all of this.
Of course.
I have some...
But should I not? Can we do it on the car ride over to Happy Time?
We'll do that then.
Makes more sense. Makes better use of the time that we have.
Yeah. Is there anything else, Veronica?
No, that's about all. And thanks for giving me some information. I'll dig into that. And hopefully I
Yeah.
can get back to you sooner than this past time.
Hey, you can text me. Add a character, put it in the cross menu.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do
If I
that.
want to meet, I mostly work here, so...
Of course. Yeah. I've got some computer stuff to do, so I'll see you later.
I'll do that with it, Veronica.
And as she leaves, Helena comes back, and as they pass by, Helena gives Veronica kind of a dirty look. Like, what the fuck are you? And then Helena comes back, and who the hell is that?
Veronica, help me
Veronica.
get some information. Got some information.
A crappy name, but okay.
Don't let it bristle your fur, kitty.
What's that? Sorry, I missed that.
Don't let it bristle your fur, kitty.
Yeah, I suppose she's out of here. Hey, you guys ready to go for a drive?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Vroom, vroom.
So I guess we're on the scene there.
Boom.
Alrighty. Thank
Good
you for
job.
playing. Peace out, folks.